So I've got a new piece of kit today that is made in Canada, and I'm always excited to work with Canadian products. A lot of people are probably familiar with this already. It's called a fat rope stick. I'm going to call it an emergency fire starter. That's probably how I'd most commonly use it. So I'm going to break this open for the first time and give it a bit of a test and see how it holds up in a wet condition emergency fire starting scenario. So really quickly on the specs here, it's a cotton material that is designed to break apart into thousands of fibers when rubbed together. It's designed to ignite when wet, and according to their website, it says it's got a proprietary gasification formula here that I guess they're not going to divulge all their secrets. And that's what makes it such a fantastic fire starting material, even if it's wet or soaking wet. So what I'm going to do is break off a piece here. I'm going to drop it in my cup of water and just let it soak for 10-15 minutes. Then I'm going to go ahead and break apart the fibers, hit it with the ferro rod, and see how well it takes a flame even after it's been soaking. It's the best way I could do to sort of simulate wet or a rainy environment. Here's the material. Let's take that up, drop it in the pot. Let that get nice and wet for about 10 minutes, and then we'll see once I rub the fibers together and hit it with the ferro rod if it's still going to take a flame easily. Okay. So it's out of the water. It's definitely got some moisture here. You can see sort of at the bottom the moisture is pooling. I'm breaking up the fibers. And let's see, we'll give it a blast with the ferro rod, see what happens. All right, so we've got a flame here. Looks like it's going to start picking up. I'm going to see if it just catches the rest of the material. And now it's starting to catch the rest here. Not sure if you can hear the sizzling, but you can certainly hear the water. And we have flame. Now it's going quite well. So it started a little tiny bit slow, but this is burning quite nicely now. It's been almost going on a minute. Hit it up with some birch. Do a little stick fire here. So that concludes the review. I soaked it for about 10 minutes, so I was trying to simulate as much as possible if it had been raining and moisture was getting into it. I then went and broke up the fibers, hit it with the ferro rod, and it started a little slow, but as you can see, it started burning quite well, and I just layered some birch and a little twigs on here just to simulate the start of a fire. So this is not going anywhere. If I was looking to make a bigger fire, I would have just prepared some material, got my fire going under wet conditions, and be nice and warm for the night. So overall, I'm impressed. It's a good product. I'm definitely going to keep this in my kit and just use this in emergencies, or quite frankly, whenever I'm feeling lazy. I've been out in the bush sometimes in the past when it was wet and I just felt tired and lazy, and all I really wanted to do was just cook myself a nice steak and not have to mess around with, starting a fire from scratch. I think that would be a great use of this as well. Just laziness or looking to save time, wet conditions, or emergency conditions. So I'll put a link in the bio where you can check out the fat rope stick. Again, Canadian made. I'm a Canadian, so I always look forward to trying out made in Canada materials. And so far, so good. I hope you enjoyed. And it's definitely something I'm going to keep in my kit and rely on in emergencies. Cheers.